Welcome back.
It's Monday already.
Cinco de Mayo.
We're here.
We're here. Don't know if anybody else is, but we're here.
I wouldn't blame them.
I wouldn't either.
Even I was almost like gonna tell you, I'm pretty tired. So,
Yeah, I am too, if I'm honest.
Yoda's here. What
Um,
up, Yoda?
what's going on, Yoda? Oh man, today has been a day. I got like all my cameras put up and ran all the Ethernet cords and all that crap to all those things and got that stuff working. And it's currently bright and sunny outside and also pouring rain.
Oh, yeah, kind of same.
Yeah. So, yeah. But we're here. Another Monday.
Yeah.
Got some other stuff put away. The big pile of shit that was in this vicinity has all gotten put away. Everything I had brought in a bunch of stuff and put them underneath and on top of those four workbenches over there. But it was like everything that I needed on this side of the shop. So I had to
Yeah.
switch stuff back and forth. It's kind of annoying.
Seems like a
But
productive
yeah,
day.
yeah, putting bins away and boxes away, and I got to figure out what to do with that cooler and that bin that's up there. Those need to go away. All the shit that is on top of the lathe needs to go away. Well, not go away, get put away, rather.
I was gonna say, not much sense in moving stuff if you're just moving stuff to throw it away.
Right. Yeah,
Not supposed to move trash.
right. Um, coolers for shop beers. No, that's what the pop machine's for.
Or if you're from down here, you'll say soda machine or Coke machine.
Yeah, it's
That
a
was
Pepsi
a
machine.
that was a conversation last weekend. I
Is it
think I
rude to
said
say
pop.
70s in Portland? Oh, you said pop, and everybody said no. That's not how it is.
Yeah, they like look at you sideways.
Yeah,
Well, what did you say? Sorry,
snowing in
sorry, sorry.
Colorado. Make a loft in the rafters. There is one right there, and there's another one over yonder. So there's a couple. Like this one that you can see above my shoulders has the soft top for my Jeep and my spare chromoly axle shafts and spare drive shafts, and just my Jeep shit is up right here. And then the other one currently has parts for the 55 Bel Air on it, a fender and the wiring harness and stuff like that that doesn't need to be on a shelf down here. Seen Hibby got a new bike. If Hibby gets to ride it, I'll be surprised. I think Kelly pretty much took that over already. But yeah, Hibby and Kelly
Is it
came on
blue?
Saturday and bought that blue Road Glide from me. So
Ah. So that's why I haven't heard from them.
yeah, uh, connection unstable, connection fairly good. I don't know. Who knows what the hell's going on?
Dude, it's raining on both ends, so we might be in for
Yeah,
some interesting streams.
yeah. Don't let
Oh
parts
man,
fall on the metal masher body. It
yeah.
couldn't have fallen on this. It couldn't have fallen on this one. Like,
Brett thought
couldn't have
that a
fallen on the
washer
raisin
wasn't enough, so he decided to hang axle shafts above it.
above it. Yeah, but it was already.
Totally would
This was
out.
already on the other side of the shop when I was doing that. So
That
I
one's
got most of the dent out. You can just see the little ding, and you can kind of see some more of the crease I need to work on a little bit. But
yeah.
I did work on it a little bit. It's just really delicate, man. If you push on it too hard, you just stretch the metal, and then you can't
Well,
really PDR this stuff.
it's aluminum right off the bat, so that's already
Yeah,
like I think the toughest
yeah.
metal to
It's
work with.
Blake has way more patience than I do when he makes these bodies because I don't have that kind of finesse and patience.
So what you do, you just 3D print a little hood scoop and you just put it over that dent.
I'd have to print twin hood scoops and split the center of the hood.
The like venom venom
Yeah.
scoops or whatever that were in the 90s. Or you
If
see them
you
on
if
like
you
Silverados.
yeah, if you turbo a 22R and put the turbo through the hood, would it be on the driver's side or the passenger side?
Driver.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to have to
Um,
2J swap it.
no, well, actually, they do the 3RZ. That would be on the passenger side.
Okay. Guess I'm going to have to engine swap it and Cletus the turbo out the hood, I guess.
3RZ. Well, that was easy.
Didn't hear
Fix
a word.
that. You wasted a bunch of time fixing that dent when we're just gonna sawzall it anyway. Or Dremel
I
it.
didn't
Sorry.
hear I didn't hear a word you just said.
Oh, I said, good thing you spent all that time doing that PDR on it. You're just gonna Dremel a hole in the
Yeah.
hood anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll just poke it. I'll have to poke it through with an X-Acto knife.
Now that Shapeways is back up and going, you can probably you can probably download a turbo file and then have them 3D print it out of aluminum. That'd look sick.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know you can get those little keychain turbos, but you could scale it to the like exact size you want.
Yeah, those keychain turbos I think are too big.
Yeah, it's like a 200 millimeter turbo on a 4-cylinder.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to pull the windshield out of this thing and I just broke it, so that's cool. Shugu is holding on to the windshield on one corner and not the rest of it, so. See if I can get this off here without without screwing up the cowl.
You should aim the camera towards it so we can all see you break it.
No, I don't want to. I don't want you to see me cut my finger. Is what it is.
Oh, cut finger. Yeah,
Yeah,
the blurred out.
yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, nothing too crazy on my end. Tinkering with stuff. I do actually, however, hang on. I do have some fun stuff. Is it within reach?
Yeah, broke the window.
Okay, so yeah, I did kind of make a finalized version of the because we have like the Tulo and the Creeper tray. They're all different. I kind of just combined the secondary hole and slotted it so you can do one tray can do both. So
Yeah, make it a little easier.
yeah, so I don't know. Well, the only problem I have now is I have a whole stack of the Creeper stuff. So maybe it'll go to sponsor donations or
Unfortunately, the creeper T. The creeper T is much better to have stock in than than like the OG transfer case one, but
yeah.
but still, I think a lot of people are switching over to motor mounted transmissions again instead of doing
Divorce.
transfer cases,
Yeah. That's kind
which
of
is fine.
that's where my sales kind of. I mean, I've had to order those in quite some time, so
Yeah.
I think the sales on the divorce transfer case stuff kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else? I did. Oh, yeah. I guess I do have like two things. Like I had this stuff even on Crawfest. Um, it's the aluminum slider for the S3. Got that kind of where I wanted it. Dude, the
Yeah.
magic of the sheet metal tool and fusion made this like super easy. Because even like the
Yeah.
cut from the laser, there's like kind of a little mark where it kind of pitches. So there's a little line on the edge of the piece. So I kind of have my bending edge. I didn't do like a little cut tab or anything to line up. Um, I don't know. It seems like I can get like super consistent bends. I have a little stack of those. I'll have to like maybe make 4 or 5 sets and throw them on the site for those who want that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
not too exciting.
inadvertently showing something that we hadn't shown yet, other than the thumbnail tonight.
Kinda not. I don't know. This is that one that this is the one I made for 6 in Hawaii.
Yeah.
This is
I
yeah.
don't
This
think
is
we had
totally
shown that on
different.
camera yet.
Yeah. Well, this one isn't the secret one, or that I feel anyway.
Oh,
That's just
gotcha.
this is just like a S3 like bolt-on roof. I mean, it's cool, but it's not the special one. I got like 2 opposite
Yeah.
ends of the spectrum over here. I've been working on.
Yeah.
I'm kind of stoked on that one I made Friday. We'll see how that goes. That'll be kind of fun. I think some people get a kick out of that thing.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, basically while Brett's reconstructing the shop, I've been kind of playing around with some new little directions and products. You know, we'll see what the interest is on it. One of them I had at Crawfest, and probably a half dozen people were kind of telling me name the price and they wanted to buy it then and there. But I was like, dude, it's actually never been like theoretically you just swap everything
Yeah.
over. But I was like, no one's ever even built this yet, so I'm not gonna sell you something
Yeah.
that
I
I
don't
mean
really think I can sell that.
yeah. But the offers are tempting because I have 2 other sets. Like I could literally have let that one go and then came over here and remade. But
Yeah.
I don't want to floating around there, especially like if
Yeah.
someone has a build issue or something. Then what? Hey,
Right.
you kind of know you bought a prototype, a black
Yeah.
market prototype.
Trying to figure out where all my RC tools are. I want to pull the bed off of this because I need to build a new rear bed mount because it's ripped through. But I don't recall whether I put my RC tools in the little toolbox that's on top of the bench or if they're hidden in one of the bins underneath the bench still. And I don't really feel like digging for them right at this moment. So I guess that's a project for a later date. Or maybe after the stream. I might pull it apart for a minute or two. I've got a roll of the material this is made out of, so I could probably patch the floor up and make it look a little better.
You should get some like
Magical
super
boxes.
thin,
Musical boxes.
get some super thin like sheet like steel, so it gets all rusty, so your
Oh,
patches
yeah.
get all rusty.
Yeah. Musical boxes, it's like Christmas. Well, yeah, and the worst part is like, I tried to keep things together, right? But there's just there's just shit everywhere, and like I kept things that were like, okay, this workbench, all the shit from this workbench is in this area, all the shit from this workbench is in this area. But when I had RC shit on 6 different benches, then it's like, okay, where did it all go?
Give it a matter of time. It's it's all gonna be back the way you had it.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of set up my shipping stuff. You can see there's the black bins, the black totes on the wall, and
Yeah.
then my roll of stuff and the sealer, and then the boxes are down here on the bottom of this shelf. So that stuff's all kind of set up. I still don't know what I'm going to do with the freaking printer. I don't know where I'm going to put that yet. My desk behind me, uh, over here, isn't pushed towards the wall yet because that's where the electrical panel is. So until all the electrical's done, I don't want to push the desk against the wall. Once the desk is where it's supposed to be, then maybe I'll have room, I think, to put the printer in a usable location. But I don't want to be rolling it around the shop every time I want to use it. It needs to go someplace and get set up and just be done.
Sure.
But I do need to run it because it's been like 3 weeks since I ran it, so it needs to be cleaned out regardless. So I might have to plug it in tomorrow and just run a cleaning cycle through it, and it'll turn up right after you purchase a replacement and open it the day before. Yeah, I I don't know. Everything will turn up pretty shortly because like now I'm at the point where I'm unpacking things. So like I'm not going to be looking for stuff for much longer. But like right now I'm anytime like I needed zip ties. I was running all the Ethernet cords today, and I'm like I need my freaking zip ties to zip tie this stuff up, and I could not. It took me like 15 minutes to find the bin that had all my zip ties in it. And actually, I didn't even find the bin of zip ties that I was looking for. I happened to find a box that had race parts and YXZ parts that I had sold the YXZ and I didn't give the guy the parts. And like in the glove box, I always kept a bundle of zip ties and a roll of electrical tape and like a 10-foot long little roll of wire, because you never know what's going to happen and you may need a little patch of wire or tape or zip ties or whatever. So, but I found that, and so I used those zip ties. I still don't know where the actual zip ties I was looking for are. They're here somewhere. Just there's boxes stacked on top of other boxes, and I didn't feel like moving shit again to try to find zip ties.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna be finding stuff for like the next couple months.
I hope it's not that long because I'm going to go crazy doing that. I think it's almost worse than moving your house.
Yeah. Well, primarily because it's like your wife would help you move a house, but this, it's all heavy stuff.
Yeah, that is pretty bad. But like when you move your house, you put all your clothes in a bin. So like if you need your clothes, they're all in one spot. If you need your dishes, they're all in one spot. Like trying to pack up a shop, there's, tools for this specific thing in this specific area. There's tools for this over there. There's specialty tools. There's the tools that you don't use very often in another toolbox. There's all the supplies and everything. You can kind of see this black tote on the floor here. That's like one of the biggest Rubbermaid totes that you can get. It's like 5.5 feet long, and that has all of my like aerosols and stuff in it. So it's like really fucking heavy, but it has wheels on one side.
There you
So
go.
it's identifying as a flame-proof cabinet right now.
Just put a sticker on it.
Yeah, I'll just put a fireproof sticker on it. I did have to rush move. Yeah, so but I had actually started spreadsheets and stuff to put things in bins and label the bins, and I was going to put print QR codes to put on the bins that had an inventory of what's in them and everything, and that just
Out the
couldn't
window.
happen. Yeah, it just couldn't happen in the time frame that I needed it to happen in. So, RC Fabricator, how's it going? Yeah, making progress a little bit at a time, day by day. I guess it's all I can really do. It's not like I have a bunch of help either, and even if I did have people here to help me, I wouldn't even know what to tell them to do because I've just been bing bonging around the shop. Like, I'll find something to put away, and I'll go, oh, I need to put this other thing with this. Shit, where's that at? Then I go on a goose chase, and then I'll see
Just-
something else. That's related to something else I already put away, and then I'll have to go like, then I get lost in what I was originally looking for.
Yeah. Dude, that happens to me when I clean. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll be like, all right, here we go. Like, I'm like, well, yeah, now I need this. Well, crap, this. Yeah, then I get up. Yeah, just. I have to
Yep.
like sit there and be like, hold on, focus on this. Get this
yeah,
done.
yeah. And then then I'm doing it with 3,000 square foot of shit in a 2,000 square foot area. So
Yeah.
downsizing and rearranging and reorganizing and all of it at the same time. Just trying to find stuff that I should know exactly where it is because I carried it in here.
Yeah.
But whatever. It's fine. I'll get over it.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
So sorry, Theron. There's not going to be any wheels for a little bit.
I couldn't make a wheel right now if I had to because it's still the lathe. I still don't have a date on that either. So
Actually,
I did hear from. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna mention Tim Weiss's those wheels on the fan page for sale. I was like, man, I could use a set of wheels.
Yeah, that's a set of OG Hurricanes too. That's not the zero offset ones.
Those are nice.
Yeah, I did hear back from the overhead door company, and well, it's the same owners of two different companies, but the small overhead door over here, I'm getting replaced with a tinted glass door,
Oh,
and then
nice.
the entry door, I'm getting replaced with a tinted glass door also. So the overhead door is supposed to be in at the end of next week, I think he
Mhm.
said, and the man door is like Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, he said. So hopefully in like 3 weeks,
You'll
I'll
have
have
windows.
windows. I'll have new doors and windows. And this door, I'm just gonna get some RV windows, and I'll cut in RV windows in this door here. But the other overhead door is pretty shitty. It's been ran into once or twice or 4 or 5 times, I'd say. It's not exactly the straightest thing on the planet anymore, and the tracks aren't exactly straight. I think
Was
it might
that?
have met a forklift or two before
I
I
was gonna
started
say,
coming here.
is that when Hibby was helping you move?
Yeah, no, it was like that before. So
Yeah.
it needed it needed replaced. But I decided to go with like the dual pane tinted glass.
That'll be nice.
Yeah. I need windows, man. I can't see outside. That's why I was working on the cameras today, because it's like when the doors are closed and the music's on and the furnace is running. Like my dad drives a dually Ram. He pulled up outside, right outside the door. I didn't even know he was here till he walked in. I'm like, yeah, that's
Sick.
I need to be able to. I need to know when people get here. Also, there's 4 guys that are gonna store semis and trailers here currently, and one of them showed up after I left to go home to eat dinner,
Yeah.
and he parked with 2 acres, rectangle lot, 2 whole acres. Where do you think he might have parked this truck?
Off to the side, out of the way of the gate.
You might think that would be a reasonable thing to do. This dude parked this fucking semi and trailer dead nuts in the middle of the parking lot. Like dead nuts in the middle of the property. I think if you measured it, right in the middle of the parking lot. And he was gone in his personal car before I got back here to be like, what are you doing? I guess I'm gonna have to paint lines out there in the gravel. Right in the middle.
I can't say I'm surprised.
No. What's up, nerds? What's up, Todd?
I do believe I did say, yeah, I do believe I said say hi, nerds.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really expect much more out of a truck driver, but still, at the same time, it's like, really? Right in the middle? That's where you parked? Missed a good time down at BTC. So, Beat the Creek.
Beat the field.
Yeah. If you went to Beat the Mudfest, they really messed up by not having midget mud wrestling.
Oh, man.
Should have done that. That looked like a sloppy disaster of an event.
Was Dan Davison allowed to be there this year?
No.
Oh man, we're not going to have any more shirtless pics. Right. No new shirtless pics from Dan.
Yeah. Sounds like Drama Fest. There was a handful of people who were reasonably upset on the internet.
About what?
There was a multitude of things. Like, there was a big long line every day to pull into the property. You got 2,500 plus people coming and going every day down 1.5 lane country roads. So, like, there's going to be a line. And it's muddy, so people who are pulling in are getting stuck on their way in. So then they're having to pull people through, and that's holding the line up even more. And then a bunch of people did get turned away from the event when they got there. I don't know the reasons for that. I don't know if it was a capacity thing. I don't know if it was a there's too damn many people stuck in the mud in our way type of thing. I don't know. But I know that some people got turned away, and they were pretty upset about that after waiting for an hour or two on the road.
Yeah, I'd say I don't.
But they weren't pre-registered. They weren't pre-registered or prepaid type of people. It was just, we're going to show up that day and pay and do our thing. So,
yeah, but still, I mean, if you have the capacity, I mean, everyone's money is good, right?
Yeah, but if you don't have the capacity or you don't have the manpower to get everybody parked and get everybody back out of there, you know, I think I'm going to throw away my TRX4. The riverbed submarined it. Yeah. I could see that happening. We did that in a full-size Jeep once down at Black Mountain in Kentucky. We decided to go out on a night ride, and it started raining, and we got down in a valley coming up from the bottom of the mountain, coming up a wash in a valley, big boulders and big rocks, and like when we started at the bottom, it was a trickle, and it was just absolutely pouring rain. And by the time we got to the top, not even to the top, just to where we had to get out of the valley, I had 42s on my buggy, and the water was coming over the top of the front tires. Like it wasn't 42 inches deep, but like it was hitting the front of the tire and going over the tire. So that was pretty sketchy. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. We're like 45 minutes from the trailer, and there's water coming over the top of a 42-inch tire when you're trying to go uphill. It was good. He couldn't get them in. Everybody was getting stuck going in. I figured.
Yeah, I'd probably be in a turn people away mood myself.
Yeah. What was the charge for the event? If you're an organizer, do you offer partial refunds? Or well, I'm pretty sure that the only people that got turned away were people who had not prepaid and pre-registered. So it was people just showing up to the event, as far as I'm aware. Now, I wasn't there. I just, scrolling Facebook, see the drama. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to hold an event and you're spending all day pulling cars in and out of the property with tractors and four-wheelers and all that shenanigans, you've got 6 or 7 guys on tractors and four-wheelers pushing and pulling cars. You can't run the event like that, so
yeah,
I get it. It was $40, but again, so Todd says I'm correct, but as far as I know, it was only people who had not already paid. SLZ checking in. How you guys doing? We're here.
It's Monday. It's been a long Monday. I'm not even gonna lie. I probably look like tired. It's because I am. I'm tired as heck.
Yeah. If anybody wants to stop by and locate my RC tools, you can dig through my treasures and find my RC tools. That'd be great.
Treasures, huh?
I will text you my address.
So you're calling that stuff treasure?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Some of it had enough dust on it that I should have just thrown the stuff away. But,
Treasures.
Yeah. Hey, quit raining.
Nope. You can tell it's raining here. You can hear sirens because everyone drives 30 mile an hour and then brakes at the last second.
And crashes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can hear the sirens.
I'm not close to the road, so hey, maybe
I can hear it.
Maybe a building's on fire. We'll have that like what happened a couple years ago.
I haven't had any crashes or anything out front here since I moved, so
it's about to go down.
I'm gonna knock on the workbench here, but
the next semi driver is gonna come plowing through that gate, dude.
Dude, I'm waiting for it to happen. But so if a semi driver is able to hit the fence, bro, maybe you ought to hang it up because the gate is 40 foot wide. Like, if you fuck that up, brother, I'd hate to see what you do to a fuel island. Like,
he probably forgets the gun in the tank and just takes off.
Yeah, just drive off with the nozzle in the tank. Yeah. Let's see. In your opinion, should Horizon drop Axial Fest West and instead focus on Proline by the Fire because it's more inclusive? I think that so Proline by the Fire is down south and Axial Fest West was up north. I think there's room for both events. I'm also I also kind of agree with the um, axial only type thing, if I'm honest. Um, However, with Horizon owning enough now, it's like maybe they should just drop that and call Axial Fest, use the Horizon Fest name like they do in Illinois, and just make it inclusive. Um, but since they're not doing any of it this year except currently Proline by the Fire, which we talked about Axial Fest Badlands last week, and then the very next morning it came out that they had canceled Axial
Everything.
Fest Europe, Axial Fest Badlands, the Horizon Fest, and whatever else. The only thing they were still doing is Proline by the Fire. So I don't know. We'll
If I
see what they do
was
next year.
if I was like the event coordinator or whatever department is in charge of that, I'd probably just do Horizon Fest. But I would big bold letters. This is at a rock crawling property, and then when you do your airplane stuff, hey, this is at a runway, because you're not going to bring a
Yeah,
rock crawler to a big grassy pasture.
right.
I would just
Well,
call it Horizon
Horizon,
Fest.
the Horizon Fest Illinois, Crawler Canyon builds a rock crawling course, and there's like long jump for bashers. There's airplanes. I mean, they do a little bit of everything at Horizon Fest.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Axial Fest Badlands, the main parking lot, um, where they park all the cars. I mean, that's where we park for Ultra 4. It's a big lot. So realistically, they could probably have airplanes there. I don't know what, the airspace, I don't know what other airspace around it there is. So like
For,
maybe not, but it's a big ass lot. I'd say it's probably every bit of 50, 60 acre parking lot. So I mean, I feel like they could have small planes and whatever there too if
yeah.
they did it at Badlands.
Or, I mean, you just call it, just have a Proline West. Just name it Proline, because, I mean, that kind of
Yeah,
limits
I
it to
mean,
surface vehicles. So,
you can do a Pro line by the Fire, Midwest or East or whatever. Just
yeah.
have I do see dropping Axial Fest West though, because the location they're having it at isn't really conducive to rock crawling. They have to manually build everything that's anywhere remotely cool. Um, so they either have to change the venue or just drop it all together and just do by the fire, which is fine, and then do some sort of an event on this side of the. I'm not saying it has to be at Badlands either, but like you know, it's nice that they can shut down the quarry and a whole section of woods, and
Right.
you know, I think the one year they said there was 30 miles or something like that of trails through the woods, and then you've got the whole rock quarry to play in too. So
Cool.
yeah, sad I couldn't go to BTC, but happy I missed the Mudfest. Yeah, you needed paddle tires on a crawler at Beat Creek. Gents, what's up? How's it going? Um, yeah,
Collins in here, too.
yeah,
Darwin, have you been in here for. Have you. Wait, I haven't seen Darwin's name pop up in a minute. Am I just
yeah.
tripping?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm really curious where I did put my RC tools because I'd like to drive this. I may have to try to locate those after I get off stream here in 20 minutes.
You'll have to take the Novak ESC out of that old thing.
This has, what does this have in it?
Like a Stampede Rheostat ESC in there.
No, I think it's an AE5.
85 turn RC 4-wheel drive motor.
No, it has an axial AE5 ESC, and it has an Integy lathe motor,
Oh.
55 turn.
Wasn't it?
Yeah,
Did you ever run any of
55,
those?
55 turn.
you ever run those like 80? I think there's an 85 turn RC 4-wheel drive motor or some some
Yeah,
shit.
I had the Energy. I think it was an 85 turn in. Oh hell, it was before the AX10 came out.
Yeah,
So it
dude,
was something I
checkered.
had custom.
Checkered. It's got some Mia plug.
No,
If you
it
throw
might
a
have a
3S in
Dean's.
there, it
Nope,
melts down.
nope. I changed it to an XT60. I run 3S. Anyway, it would have been something I had built out of like Wheelie King axles and a Stampede trans or something back in the day. But yes, I did have one of those.
Dude,
Is the
Colin, I
motor a
remember
silver can? No, the motor is a black can.
the DeWalt, the DeWalt motors, dude.
I had something that had a gear reduction screw gun motor in it at one point, and again, I don't even remember what it was.
That was a big thing for a minute. Was the those little gear reduction units? I remember that.
Yeah. Is there a battery in it in honor of Josh? No, there's not. I still run Deans. I ran Deans on a lot of stuff until like a year and a half ago. This was probably the last truck that I switched away from a Deans.
I
But yeah,
think my
the gear
Forerunner
reduction
still has Deans.
good.
Actually,
Those gear reduction units, we used to run the Traxxas 27 turn motors on a gear reduction unit with a prop shaft to a transfer case, so then you could still do a way forward motor with a planetary reduction, so it wouldn't free roll because there wasn't a drag brake at the time. So the gear reduction, the planetary wouldn't allow it to free roll, so you didn't care about drag brake anymore. And then and you could put that planetary unit wherever you wanted. Then it was just a prop shaft to a transfer case, or in most cases, it was a like a Traxxas Stampede transmission turned sideways with like the ears all cut off and motor mount all cut off of it. So you just mounted it to a skid plate. I know I'm old.
I'd say I never even did that.
Yeah, that would have been like 2001, 2, 3, somewhere in there. Might have missed a live stream. Dinner tends to overlap. Yeah, understandable. My WRCCA cars are Dean's still. It's a nice small battery connector that can handle enough amperage. So I don't. I never understood really why people hated on them so bad.
People that weren't named Dean.
Yeah.
Why not the
Does
Brett
anyone?
Miller? What the heck?
Yeah. Does anyone want a Novak BL crawler ESC? I have one I'll let go of. It probably
although,
doesn't work.
although if they were called Brett plugs, I mean, one fat finger away from getting them some weird search results.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch Google that. I use
Sounds by accident, that search.
the RC10 Stealth trans. The issue with using the Stealth type trans was that diff that you had to lock out basically, or just run the screw as tight as you could do it, so that it wouldn't act like a center diff. TLT axles and Stampede trans was my first crawler. Josh and Matt did a blind test last week on their live stream, and Josh pulled up pictures of old original crawlers and had Matt try to guess them. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I got 4 out of 5. There was only one that I couldn't remember.
What were those?
I was able to get Josh to fondle my rockabilly.
Back in the day, there was these huge, chunky axles. I think they're like bigger than Wraith axles. They're on some. I'm trying to remember what crawler. I don't think it was a crawler. It was some maybe European RC, but they look like little military axles. I can't remember.
The Kyosho axles were kind of like that.
That might be what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
It was just solid. It was a big chunky thing, but it was big, right? I think it was like I think it was
I don't know.
bigger
I
than
can't.
the axle.
Yeah. Used to sell the crap out of Stampede trans gears and output shafts when I worked for a hobby shop. Yeah, well, number one, because people broke them all the time, but number two, people were building crawlers. Epoxy lockers, yep. Epoxy lockers, hot glue lockers, silly putty lockers, a little bit of everything. Anything to make the wheels spin at the same time.
You know, my first crawler was actually a 24 scale. I'll have to
Really?
dig up this picture. You remember those Radio Shack X mods?
Yeah.
So they had like a Nissan Titan. I had a 24 scale single cab model Toyota pickup that I grafted onto that, and
Huh.
I took the motor out, and I bought a little not a Savox, it was the other little mini servo you could get from like the hobby shop. But I ground out the stopper so the thing would spin 360, and then I screwed a gear on, and then I hot glued the servo onto the little, I guess you could call it a transmission, and then it would just spin super slow. And I unpinned the connector to just run the positive negative. I was
Hmm.
the original 24 scaling.
I think there is still in the basement of my house. I'm pretty sure I still have like an original plastic case, like the clear plastic case that they
Yeah,
came in. And I think there's at least one, maybe two X mods in there with a couple of motors and tires and whatever else.
yeah,
Back in the Radio Shack days, boys.
dude, that was fun. But that's not as old as like the TLT stuff.
Yeah.
But that was my first crawler thing. Because
Josh
dude, I
built a
met
mud
this
truck out of Kyosho axles years ago.
that
Yeah.
that might be what it was.
Yeah. His burly mud truck conversion, or his burly mud truck, I think. Wonder if Josh made it home from Beat the Creek yet, has his socks wrung out yet.
Oh, if they did go to Beat the Creek.
Yeah.
Hey, what if it was like
Yeah.
some new door guy and he like turned Josh down and he's like, sorry, we're full.
It's Josh and Dan. Josh and went. It's funny. You get turned down at the gate. What up, Billy Designs? Never heard of you. Have a nice day.
Your gladiator ain't gonna make it, brother.
Doesn't have it. He traded it on the Corvette.
Do you know who I am?
Clod
You and
axles
your
with a stick chassis. Yup.
you and your orange cars, get those out of here. Go home.
Yeah. Thoughts on the HPI Nano RC?
Dude, I want one.
I haven't seen it.
Actually. What's
I haven't seen it.
I watched Scale Builders Guild's thing. I did look at the price. Does anybody know the price? Before I could just type right here and search it.
Yeah, I don't. I haven't seen it. Clearly, I haven't seen Matt's video on it either because
Dude,
I don't know what you're talking about.
It actually looks cool. Let me see what I can come up with here.
You're gonna make your internet freak out.
Dude, it better not. That freaking fiber. What's the price on this bad boy? It is loading very slowly. I'm concerned now. Alright. Scrolling down.
You're talking about the like the the Mustang RTR.
Yeah.
They're 130 bucks, $129.99 out of AMain.
That's too much, dude. I was honestly all right. I was like $70. I'm in 130. What the heck, dude? I don't know about that. That's a hard sell. I think I can just get a 24 scale crawler since I'm not on that train. I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy. Hey, let me
I
get that
still,
mixing rod.
I'm surprised you haven't gotten the 24 scale axial.
Yeah,
I know it's not the right
dude.
model.
Yeah, dude, I'd rather get that. That's 159 for the GX 470 up to 460. Pinky 460. Um, no, yeah, I'd buy that, dude. I'm not buying that freaking 64 scale thing for $20 less. I'm getting the
Yeah.
Lexus, dude. Yeah, that's priced too high, in my opinion. I, dude, maybe $90. I couldn't do not 130. I think
Yeah.
they're smoking a little bit of the what do they call it now? The flower. I called something weed the other day, and they said that's the old person
Yeah,
that
that's taboo.
terminology.
You can't call it weed anymore.
I was like, oh god, dude. What are the kids called?
Indiana just passed a bill. Indiana just passed a bill that the marijuana businesses cannot advertise in Indiana anymore because it's legal in all the states around us. So, like, if you're close to
No
the state
billboard.
line, yeah, there's billboards and all kinds of advertising and stuff. So now they can't advertise in Indiana.
That's the thing,
I
man.
don't care.
Indiana.
I don't partake, so I don't really care. But like,
Yeah. Indiana and Texas are going to be like the last states.
yeah,
I mean, I could give or take. I don't really.
yeah, I don't
I don't
care.
have a
I don't
dog in
have
that fight, but
no, I don't have much of an opinion on it. I mean, I've been around it my whole life. I just don't. I don't partake. I don't need it.
dude, yeah,
I'd,
you can get
I'll
the
I'll
24
drink
scale
beer
base
instead.
camp. You can get the 24 scale base camp for $10 less than that 64 scale.
I wonder
That
if you
price
could
is
find a. Wonder if you could find a 460 body model and scale it down and just print one.
the 124 scale.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be 24 scale to begin with. You could just.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can. Yeah, on Colts.
Yeah.
Actually, it came up right now. GX 460 2020 24 scale. Dude, it looks kind of cool.
Kansas will be last. I don't know. Indiana's a pretty strong holdout. It's legal all the way around us, and it doesn't even hit the governor's desk before it's dead here.
Indiana and Texas,
Wes,
dude.
Wes, you've got Instagram DMs. Checkered sliding in your DMs.
Your bill.
Should we
Increase. Oh.
should should we tell the folks about the upset Instagram DM we got about the mullet chassis?
Oh. Man, all right. So it just kills me because, like, I know, like, the Leaf stuff isn't, like, none of it's bolt on. We can make it as easy as possible. Nothing is absolutely, without a doubt, bolt on. I'm working on it. Um, there might be a cool collaboration. I have to get back in touch and see what the progress is. But there might be some stuff on the horizon for people comping leaf springs. This is when Josh pops into the chat.
Yeah.
But
No, that's not what I was talking. That's not what I was talking about. I
yeah.
was talking about the dude mad about calling it a mullet.
Oh, that's a different one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
that dude was mad for no reason.
Yeah, it's on my
I'll
phone,
I'll,
which I use to
I'll
film
find the
these.
I'll find the screenshots real quick.
Dude, this guy got heated. Like how we've been
Real
we've had that
fast.
frame for like 2 years, two years, and like
Yeah.
it just now he just now like found out that we call it a mullet.
He
um,
got he got real mad real fast.
yeah, he was like cursing us out.
He's why would you name your chassis the mullet when a mullet build is referred to as a straight axle in front and portal in the rear? And Wesley replied with a mullet is a hairstyle, not an axle style. It's up to you if you want to party with us. Which is like
I
humorous. It
thought
should have
that
been
was
funny.
fun.
But this guy didn't take it like that.
No.
No, in RC, a mullet is a style of axle. You're a fucking retard. You're not partying if you're coming in last at comps, you fucking nerd.
It's like, damn, dude, he had too many of those natural
Bruh.
lights. got got high on the RC
Yeah.
thing. He must have been
Bro
on
is
his way to
bro is
Beaver Creek.
bro is big mad.
I was like, I don't even know what to say to this. I was gonna post it in our on our story, but I was like, no.
Bro
Yeah,
is big mad for no reason at all. 24 scale guys, you know.
I don't. Yeah, that's wild to me. Yes, I know the term mullet, and actually,
You
with my
were
mountain
when the
biking,
chassis was designed, that's what you were building was like you were building around that style of
my the truck that I run right now is mullet drivetrain. Yes. Yeah, I don't get it. I'm well aware of mullets of many sorts. My mountain
yeah,
bike is actually mullet. It's a big tire front, little tire in the back. Um,
yeah.
a mullet is just not an RC car drivetrain. I'm sorry. So odd. But yeah, I mean, people get fired up, I guess.
Yeah, that dude got real heated, real fast for no
Caught me off
reason.
guard, actually.
Yeah, like how do you respond to that?
I
What?
was like, what did I say? I don't know, man.
And blocked. Have a nice day. I
Yeah.
wish that I wish that when you block somebody, like I get all these stupid spam calls all the time, right? Or like the other day, woman called me and asked if I sell little Chinese dirt bikes, and I said, "No, ma'am, I don't actually sell any vehicles at all. I just do service and repair. Um, where are you located? I could recommend you to somebody." And she just said, "Fuck y'all," and hung up. I'm like, "What?" Like,
That was
okay,
me.
cool.
That was me. I prank called
Like,
you.
yeah. So like, then I'm like, okay, I didn't block the number, but I'm like, man, if you could leave a message when you blocked somebody, so that if they ever contacted you again, you could be like, it tells them why you blocked them. You're a fucking moron. Don't call me. Like,
Yeah.
rude ass bitch. Don't call me. And you get all these spam phone calls about just apartments and healthcare and Google business listing and just all kinds of other dumb stuff. It's like I get more spam phone calls than I get anything on the shop phone anymore. Like
Yeah.
probably 3 to 5 a day, and it's like they're using local phone numbers to call you from, so you can't.
So,
It's not like I can just ignore them. If it was
yeah.
California's or Texas or Iowa or whatever calling me, I'm not going to answer that. But like a local phone call is probably potentially a customer. So yeah,
That's how I know that it's a spam call. If it has a local area code, I'm like,
yeah,
dude,
to you, yeah,
no one around here is calling me from
yeah,
Valparaiso or whatever. I'm like,
yeah,
I know that's spam.
yeah. Someone clearly peed in his cornflakes. Yeah, exactly. That's a hell of a response. Like because you didn't get the right answer, it warrants it. Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, just instantly, just fuck y'all and hung up. I'm like, I, I was trying to be helpful. Like I don't know, I don't sell them, but I know businesses that do. But now that you've given me that response, I wouldn't recommend you to any of these shops because I have a good relationship with the owners, and I don't want them to have to deal with your dumbass either. Like I hope
Yes.
none of them sell anything to you. I hope
Can
you
you
have to go online and order it, and I hope no one ever works on it for you, purely because of the attitude that you gave me when I was trying to help you. Like, if I would have just been like, nope, I don't sell them, click, I could understand, like, a bad review or something, but, like, it's trying to be helpful. Give me 5 seconds of your time, and I'll get you to where you need to be.
Yeah, I look at it as a like a secondary customer. Like, all right, say you
Yeah,
did have those, and she bought some, and then they're Chinese, so they were screwed up. The carbs out of adjustment. You think she's gonna come to you happy that the Chinese bike is not functioning? Yeah.
nope,
No, she's gonna
not
be
even
a
a little bit.
freaking jerk.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think I've had enough for the night. It's dark outside. It quit
Oh, damn,
raining.
that was a quick hour.
Brazen for the win. Thank you, Mr. Knox. Good to see you checking in on us. Yeah, so next Monday, hopefully there's less boxes and bins on the floor in the new shop, and hopefully some more of it's put away. I did get a banner hung up, and there's another one over here that you can't see off camera. And I got my TV hung up on the wall right here where you can't see it. And cameras are up and functioning. The alarm system's up and functioning. The power gate, I have my remotes now for my power gate, so all that stuff's working. And just making little steps, checking things off the list one at a time.
This
Those are
is
the
where
people you
man
send to the
improves.
businesses you don't like. Yeah. There's only one there's only one business around here that I'm not a big fan of, because when they opened like 6 months after me, and they must have come in and like secret shopped me, because I had printed out flyers on the counter that had 3 different levels of service and what was involved in the services and how much it was. And they didn't flat out like call me out or use my information, but I saw a Facebook post from them that was like, we'll beat the other local shop by $20 on all of their services and this and that. And I'm like, bro, really? Like, there's plenty of work to go around. I've got 60, at that point, I had 60 motorcycles in my shop, in a one-man shop. I'm like, if you want some of these, come get them. Like, I don't need this much work. Like, but they only made it like, I don't know, a year. And then it was a partnership, and they split off and went their own ways and opened their own 2 shops. And then now it's just like
Then they
little,
fought each other. I'm cheaper than
yeah, yeah,
Charles. And then
yeah, they leave me out of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, all right, man. I think I'm gonna make dinner. I'm
Sounds like a
hungry, dude.
plan. I'm gonna check one place for my tools, and then I'm pulling my truck inside and I'm going home.
Yeah, he's gonna be there for a while. I can. All right.
No, I don't think so.
I'm
I've
gonna
been
check
pulling my
again.
truck. Yeah, I've been pulling my truck in at night because the entire bed is full of trophies, and I don't have a good place to unload them or put them currently. So, like, I don't want it sitting out in the rain. So, yeah, riding the moto home? No, I'm driving the Jeep home. It's not warm enough to ride the moto home. I could, but it's not warm enough. And it certainly won't be warm enough in the morning for me to want to ride in. This morning it was like 36, 37.
Dude, Friday night it was 67. You know what I caught myself doing? I was grabbing a jacket. That's what the heat does to people here. I was like, man, I think I need a jacket, and I was like, dude, it's only 67 out. What the heck? I
I
was
think
like, in
it's like,
Indiana, we'd be swimming in the pool already.
yeah, I think it's like 62 inside the shop right now. So,
Oh man. Anyway,
yeah.
anyway,
All
all
right,
right.
guys.
Till next
Thanks for
time.
hanging out with us on another Monday. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Take it easy.